name is Sunday Bergquist. I live in Otsego, Minnesota. I'm 45 years old, and I am a public speaker. I played in season 33 of Survivor, Millennials versus Gen X. I had the time of my life. You know, coming back from playing the actual game was difficult for me. I don't know if you want to call it a little bit of Survivor PSTD, but I didn't sleep for almost 2 months, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, I need firewood. You know, and just because you run through scenarios over and over in your mind and the mistakes that you made and what I could have done and what I should have done, it can really mess with your head. And so I feel like playing the online game will help me work some of those things out that are in my head. They'll give me a lasting memory of Survivor past what I actually played on the island. And I think it's actually going to be really cathartic for me. My regrets in playing the game is that one big one was I overcorrected in my approach and my personality. And what I mean by that is, in my world, I am a leader. I'm in charge of everything. If I'm ever in a group, everyone puts me in charge of everything. I make the decisions almost always. I'm with a lot of people that they don't care or whatever. So I'll be like, okay, then this is what we're going to do. Well, I was so concerned about putting myself in a position where I could come off like trying to take charge or that kind of a thing that I stepped too far back into the background.
Sunday, Travis spoke.
Good luck, guys. Have fun.
Thanks, Sunday.
Take care.
I'm definitely going to make more moves and bigger moves in the online Survivor game, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, I am coming into this game definitely underestimated. I can guarantee it. And I think that people, if they watch the season, they're going to think, well, she's just sweet, she's just nice, she's just going to go along with what we say. We can use her for a vote, and I'm going to play that to my advantage 100%. I am excited for this opportunity to prove, you know, that I can play this game, that I know what I'm doing, and really play up the underestimated part of me, luring people in, hopefully, and then being able to make moves that people don't expect.
Sunday has something to prove. In Millennials and Gen X, she really wasn't a huge driving force in the story. And I think Sunday really wants to prove to people that she has the chops to play Survivor. And I think that she really does. I think Sunday is going to surprise a lot of people in this game, because I think a lot of people are going to look at Sunday and say, oh, she didn't do anything too notorious in her game. She didn't really backstab too many people. She seems like a nice mom. So sure, she's no threat to me in this game. But I feel like Sunday has the experience of playing the actual game. And I think she's going to run circles on a lot of these people.
My name is Steven Schaefer. I'm 28 years old from Flushing Island, Florida, and I'm a high school math teacher. I teach math because I'm really good at math. It's something that I understand, so if I understand, I feel like I can talk more to students about it. I was not always the math nerd. I ended up being successful at math more towards college. My best subject growing up was definitely PE. The opener of my first day of teaching is definitely, I don't talk about math. We don't really talk about the class. We talk about what do you want to do before you die. Things I want to do before I die, I want to go on a date with Emma Watson. I want to go drive a car over 200 miles per hour. I want to run for president, just to say I did it. The list goes on and on. Something I can use from teaching is being patient. I work with kids all the way from kindergarten up to seniors, and everybody's different. One thing is that not everybody's going to have the same point of view, and not everybody's going to think before they do something, so they don't always mean what they say or say what they mean. So it's just being patient and trying to understand what did they say, what did they mean. I learned to surf when I was 18 years old. For my graduation present, I just wanted a surfboard. I wanted to go out and see what all my friends were doing. And I just picked it up on my own. And surfing is just one way for me to relax. You're usually out there, even if you're with your friends, you're spread out. So you're kind of by yourself, just enjoying, sitting in the waves, getting some sun, just relaxing. When you're surfing, it definitely is go with the flow and wait for that wave, be patient, and whatever happens, you just kind of go with it. I could fit into a brain because I do have the background of teaching, and I did 7 years of college, so across all different subject areas. I work really hard to make sure I'm in top physical shape, lifting weights. I've done triathlons, and I'd say I'm not shy of looking attractive.
When you first look at Steven, you say, all right, this guy is a total meathead. He's not going to have any social game. He's just going to beast in competitions. And that's completely wrong. Steven's a math teacher, so he definitely has some things going on up here, and I think he's going to surprise some people. But regardless, Survivor Facebook, more and more challenges over the years have become physical. So people are going to look at him immediately and say, he's got to go. He's going to be way too big of a threat when it comes to the individual game. So I think that Steven is not going to be in the long run for Survivor Facebook Season 9.
So my name is Jen, spelled with 2 N's. It's one of the biggest pet peeves of mine. You have to spell it with 2 N's. I'm 29. I live in New York City. I can't say that I love it, though. I am a receptionist / office manager at a physical therapy office. I guess you could say me living in New York is kind of like being on a tribe, on an island that you do not want to be with certain people. Like, there's people you hate, there's rude people. It's true what they say about New Yorkers. We are rude, especially if you get under our skin. And you gotta get out. You're just looking for every out that you can. But with New York being so expensive, it's kind of hard to even try to save up to step foot outside the door. I have a huge tomboy personality.
Dear Nets, you suck. You're bloody awful. You're awful, awful, awful. David Wright, please retire. You're probably never going to play another game a day in your life.
All my friends are guys. I know all girls say, oh, I don't get along with girls. I'm only friends with guys. But legit, all my friends are guys. I just cannot get along with females. I'm a very honest person. Girls like to be coddled. They like to be told things very soft. And that's just not me. I'm very blunt. And I've always been told that my mouth will get me into trouble one day. In Survivor in general, you're going to have to come a lot of obstacles. But my whole life, I fought so many different things. I've been a type 1 diabetic now for 28 years, and it's just something that I've always had to grow up learning and knowing in general. So every time I have a meal, I have to give myself a shot. I have to make sure my blood sugar doesn't drop too much. It's a whole other world, a whole other science, basically. If you don't know diabetes and all of a sudden I get very cranky, you're not going to know why, but it could simply be because of one little thing that's changed with my blood sugar. And it's kind of frustrating that sometimes people get frustrated with me not knowing what's going on, but at the same time, it's not something that I necessarily yell out the window and be like, hey, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I'm super excited about this experience. I haven't had much of a social life these past couple of months. I sometimes get into a place where I like to isolate myself from everyone and just be alone for a couple of months. It might sound crazy to some people, but I am just very introverted like that. So just to get to know a whole bunch of new people is going to be very exciting. And I'm going to basically have a new family. So I'm very excited to get to know a lot of people.
I think Jen is an interesting player because I think she's going to be extremely active. I think she's going to be someone who probably plays this game the most. But I feel like she isn't going to be too successful. And I say that because I think Jen is the kind of person who is too trusting. I think Jen is going to connect with someone in this game, and she's going to basically buy what they're selling. And I feel like she's going to be the person that's going to be taken advantage of.
I'm Danny Samra. I am 24 from the Bay Area, and I am in sales for FedEx. I think people might recognize me just from the last name. If they had followed the previous season, they would know that I am a Samra and that I am related to Lulu. I'm the older brother. Or they might have seen me kind of lurking in the background in some of the videos. Watching her play and seeing her experience definitely reaffirmed that, yeah, this is absolutely something that I want to do. And, every fan fantasizes about playing the game, and it's like, yeah, what would I do if I were out there? So it's like, I think it's a very interesting opportunity, and I learned a lot from watching her play and some of the mistakes she made, and hopefully we don't repeat some. I do not imagine myself pulling a rock in this game. No chance. Not going to happen. In terms of climbing the ladder in the Silicon Valley, you definitely have to, it's all about networking. I think is very important, kind of establishing a name for yourself and building your own reputation. And that can definitely help you climb up the ladder and get you one step further to where you want to go. And I think that's very similar in the game of Survivor, where you need people to get from point A to point B. In a way, you do need to be cutthroat, but I think there's a way to go about it. I don't think it has to be so blatantly obvious that you're doing that and you're stepping over people. I think you need to be humble along the way and kind of understand the situation. But again, it's like, at the end of the day, you gotta do what's right for yourself. Yeah, I think you're absolutely looking at the better Samra Survivor player. But again, we'll let the game do the talking.
I think Danny could easily be one of the first couple people out of this game. I think Danny is a super nice guy, but I feel like with all the extroverts, he might be the one that kind of doesn't fit in with the rest of the tribe. I think Danny's going to have to channel his inner Lulu to basically charm people. And I think he has that potential. But if he doesn't actively try to do that right off the bat, people are either going to say, okay, he's an easy vote, or they're going to say, all right, well, he's disposable, but for right now, he can vote with us because he's going to be helping us.
My name is Carrie. I am 30 years old. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and right now I am a makeup artist. It's really interesting to me how you can take basically paint for your face and turn your face into someone else's face. So it's neat to be able to just sit for an hour or two, sometimes 4, and just transform yourself into somebody totally unrecognizable until you go to a convention and people scream like, holy crap, it's Winifred Sanderson. I've thought about, especially in Skype games, like the only thing that you see is a little flat person on a box on a screen. You can give off so many different vibes that way. So one of my big strategies would be to pick up on what the person on the other side of the computer wants to see or what they would be most trusting of. So if it's somebody who's really down to earth and laid back and chill and outdoorsy, I wouldn't, wear a dress and a, shiny hat or anything like that. I would be kind of girl next door. And if it's somebody who's, in medical school or law school or somebody who's used to being around professional people, I would tend to look a little more professional on camera just so that they relate a little bit better to me. So kind of a chameleon situation. And a lot of people do that with their personality, but I hope to be able to do that with my physical appearance as well. I am a little bit of a chameleon in real life because I can kind of morph my personality and what I'm interested in to relate to them. So it gives me a chance to meet and befriend all different types of people, but not in a fake way per se. It's untelling what kind of Carrie you're going to end up seeing. I could end up being the super, super social gamer, or I could end up being the one that's never online but no one gets rid of because she's smart, or honestly, I have no idea how I'm going to play this. So I'm just going to see what happens. But I should at least be entertaining.
I think when you first meet Carrie, she's this kind of quirky, eccentric, larger-than-life personality type girl. But I feel like if you break through the wall on the exterior and you really get to know Carrie for Carrie, I feel like she is this super down-to-earth, real, genuine girl. And I feel like people, if they break through that wall, they're going to love her. I feel like if they just see the quirky, oh my god, you never know what to expect girl, they're going to say, this girl is too much, I'm going to have to get rid of her because I don't know what she's going to do. She's a loose cannon.
My name is Stephen Mitchell. I'm 30 years old from West Shelley, Rhode Island. I'm a bartender and a server at the Sugar Factory Foxwoods Resorts Casino. To be a good bartender, you have to be able to socialize with all aspects. Working in the casino, you could have just dealt with someone who lost 10 grand, but you still have to put a smile on his face. So you have to be able to socialize with somebody that isn't having the best day. So just being able to be personal with everybody is a big key factor being a bartender in the casino. I've been in the casino for 12 years. It is basically all about hustle, like, because the more personable you are with your tables or your guests, the more that's going to impact your pocket at the end of the night. For example, last night I had like the 4th highest sales, but I walked out with the most tips. Bartenders are really good at flirting with people at the bar, but I'm also having to deal with a lot of the gentlemen. For example, I had a bachelorette party once, and it was a make or break deal. They were having a bad experience, and one of the ladies was like, "You got to give the bachelorette a lap dance." So they put on My Pony by Genuine, and I went over there and worked for my money a little bit. It just started off as a joke because I was calling all the ladies Sunshine, like, "Hey Sunshine, how you doing?" And then one day my whole section just started singing "You Are My Sunshine" to me, and from there it just took off. And here we are 5 years later, and almost everybody in the restaurant industry knows me as Sunshine. My name Sunshine is going to be carrying on with me, and it's actually Sunshine with a dollar bill sign, so it's pretty interesting. Without the money, you get the unshine, so I like to tell my tables that makes my tips go up a little bit more. The next winner of Survivor Facebook is sitting right in front of you. His name is Steven Mitchell. Everybody likes to call him Sunshine. It's got a great vibe, and you're going to find out real soon.
I think Sunshine is overtly strategic, and what I mean by saying that is I think it's very obvious when you're in a call with Sunshine that when he's asking you personal questions about your life, that people are analyzing that not as, oh, here's Sunshine, he wants to know me, but oh, here's Sunshine, he's trying to get to know me for game purposes. I feel like he's going to be his own worst enemy in this game, trying to make moves way before they're needed to be made, and I think it's going to bite him in the butt.
My name's Katie Kaiser. I'm from Portsmouth, Ohio. So I graduated from Miami University in the spring of 2016. I was in a sorority called Alpha Phi, and it was probably the best 4 years of my life. I know everyone says that, but I really, truly feel like it was the most carefree, fun 4 years, and I miss it dearly. Maybe part of the reason that I haven't jumped into a career is because I'm putting off adulthood and still wishing I was in college. So I really think actually that rushing the sorority, which is just the process that you go through to figure out which sorority you fit best with, and really will help me get ready for Survivor Facebook, because I had to put on my A game and I had to talk to a bunch of different young women. Even if I didn't have a lot in common with them, I had to try to find reasons and find things to have in common with them so they would like me. So that's exactly what I'm going to do on Survivor Facebook. Even if I have nothing in common with someone, I will find something. I will find a way to relate, to make that person feel comfortable with me, and so I can develop relationships and trust and alliances. I'm going to look at it as I'm recruiting my alliance members, and maybe I'm getting recruited by them. I'm just going to put my best face forward and bullshit my way to making friends. I would definitely use flirtation as a way of strategy. I think I kind of come off. I have a flirty way of talking, especially to boys. I do have a boyfriend, but no one has to know about that. They might be able to find out probably pretty easily. But in this awkward gap year that I'm going through right now, I kind of have been looking for things to change the direction that my life is going in. Survivor Facebook literally fell into my lap. I was very skeptical at first, thinking I wouldn't have time to do something like this. Then I took a step back and realized I have so much time. All I do is go to work and then come home and do nothing. So of course I have time. I can make time for something like this. So then I thought about it more, and I was like, this actually is such a great opportunity. I'm dumb to turn this down. So I'm really looking forward to having this open up some doors for me. I can't wait to meet new people and challenge myself. I've always wondered how I would do strategically in a game like this, so I can't wait to see how it all turns out.
I like Katie Kaiser a lot because I can kind of see myself in her. We both just graduated college recently and are trying to kind of navigate the postgraduate life and trying to figure out what that means. And I feel like she's in this transitioning period where she's trying to figure out who she wants to be and what she wants to do in life. And I feel like that's very much going to be how she plays this game. game. I think she's going to say, I have this option, I have this option, what should I do? I think she's going to weigh out the decisions, and I think she's going to make risks in this game because she's in the part of her life where she has to make risks to go to the next stage.
My name is Zach Dobb. I'm 35 years old, living in Queens, and I do a lot of side jobs, painting and graphic design, that sort of thing. When I was a kid, around, I think in the 2nd or 3rd grade, I would just start drawing like trees and also people, and my classmates were really into my drawings, and I would actually sell them to the kids for like a dime or something. And then it kind of transitioned to me drawing like naked people, and then I got in a lot of trouble for that. Like in the 3rd grade, it kind of like shut down a lot of my artistic side and also like my rebellious side. Like that was all, I was like clean as a whistle up through like college because it was like so like traumatic, the repercussions of that. And so yeah, it wasn't really until like I got out of college that I started like exploring everything again, and having fun with that stuff in a rated PG or PG-13 sort of way, I guess. I think that being an artist, it's helped me kind of like see everything in all different angles and kind of like give with people anyway like a benefit of the doubt. I get judged for being gay, for being Asian, for being short. Like a lot of times I do notice that I get overlooked. And I think maybe that's possibly why I try to get involved and in the arts. I know what I'm projecting and it's intentional, you know what I mean? So I think it surprises people when they realize like I'm maybe deeper than I am or I have more to say. So I'm curious to see how I'll do on the show with that in mind.
My male pick to win is Zach. Zach is just such an interesting person. He has so much life experience and he's so no collar. I feel like people are gonna want to hang out with Zach on these Skype calls and kind of learn more about him and kind of his kind of philosophy in life. And I think that everyone's going to naturally trust him to tell the secrets. But I feel like you shouldn't tell Zach secrets because Zach is going to use that information and he might not be on the nose about it, but he's going to figure out a way to exploit it later down the road.
My name is Brianna Burris. I go by Bree. I am 27 years old and I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee, and that's right outside of Nashville. I work for Tennessee Donor Services where I'm a donation specialist. So I speak with families whenever they've lost their loved one about tissue and cornea donation just to see if that is a possibility for their family. And I'm also, on the flip side of that, a wedding photographer. And so I speak with families, like I talk to people on the happiest day of their life as well. I have an almost 4-year-old son, and then I have a little girl that's 1.5, and she's just a little beauty queen. She's so cute. And they both are blonde. And I don't know why they're both blonde because I'm obviously not blonde. We got married, it was 3 years ago now, and one of my girlfriends was going to the military ball, and she wanted me to go with her. And so I was like, I'm only going if I get a hot date. And so my husband ended up being my hot date. And we'd known each other for about a month, and then he deployed, and then found out I was pregnant with Cohen. I would say that I was more still in like the college days and just having a good time, and then immediately it was like adulthood. Here you go, here's your adulthood card. It's time to get started. So I got all my stuff together because you have to. You're like responsible for a little human. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm like a badass, duh. I would definitely say that I'm Southern for sure. Like I'm definitely yes ma'am, no ma'am. And then I'm like, actually, like I say Clarksville, Tennessee, but I grew up on the outskirts of Clarksville in Cunningham. So I'm technically from Cunningham, Tennessee. So I don't think it gets, like when you say your city like that, I don't think it gets more country than that. I feel like I'm approachable and likable, but then at the same time, like if I am frustrated or I'm mad or if I like am saying something like negative or like bluntly to somebody, it doesn't come off that way very well. It like comes off like nice, like nicer. Like, did she just really say that? I'm just gonna let it slide. Like she did. Like she just got that sweet voice too. I'm ready to play the game and kick some ass.
Bree is just this adorable young mom who basically is just this kind of light and this positive energy when she's on a call. I feel like people are going to love to have Bree around because she's funny, she knows how to make people smile, and she knows how to make people feel good. I feel like Bree is going to want to make some moves. I feel like Bree is going to surprise some people in this game because they're not going to expect her to make a move, but she's going to do it. And I think she's going to have fun doing it.
So, my name is Dave, and I'm 42, from Florida, beautiful, sunny Florida, and I'm in sales, specifically mattress sales. I have extensive knowledge on springs, coils, cooling systems, it's garbage. Being in sales absolutely is manipulation of people's feelings in that moment. You have to just go through the process and say the words and massage those feelings. Hey, this is what we offer. Hey, you're a smart consumer. That's the greatest thing is to compliment somebody, a smart consumer like you. So in this game, in Survivor, you're smart, so you know the play should be. And those words, and if you say something over and over again, people start to believe it. And so that's it. You just say the right words at the right time, and you kind of mold them how you want them to be. But look, people are people, and they're gonna have their guard up right off the bat. I'm not under any illusion that I'm gonna be the master puppeteer. I may be able to snake through. My biggest thing with this game is to not be as salesy as I can, and just be as try to be or come off as genuine as I can.
Hello, young lady. Good. Welcome to Mattress Firm.
So you have to balance between being one of those kind of slimy salespeople that go, you've got to buy it right now, I've only got one, and hey, I can get you a great deal. Today is very urgent. I know how I look. I'm that beady-eyed Jew right on this camera right here with a big smile and a lot of chutzpah, and I've got to tone that down and just be a dad. I've got to, I was thinking about this, and I'm thinking about maybe just my persona is going to be something different than what I am, because I'm an atheist. I'm a no bullshit guy. I don't really want to connect with these people. I want to win the game. I don't want to make more friends. I want to backstab the shit out of people, play this game, whoop people's asses, and giggle as they get their torch snuffed. I'm going to wear a cross around my neck and in priesthood or something like that, and be chanting with incantations on this camera every time somebody talks to me, just so they think that I'm Mr. Religious and God and all that, and will slice their throat.
Dave is another one of my favorites. He is such a force to be reckoned with in calls. He's like a bulldozer. I think Dave's going to make big moves. He's going to piss a lot of people off. But at the end of the day, Dave will be his own worst enemy.